Hi, Casey Durango of Go Keto with Casey here, and today I'm going to present a little video of my lovely mate making pork bites, something he came up with. Okay, so this is pork belly, and pork belly, if you don't know, is where bacon comes from. When you buy sliced bacon, it starts out as pork belly. And we sometimes purchase a large pork belly and we'll portion it into long strips or sometimes cook it as a large piece. My lovely maid, who enjoys cooking and is a little bit more creative and not as lazy as I, came up with this. So he's taken the pork belly and he's cutting it into, you can see, somewhat rectangular chunks. And he will be cooking them in a cast iron skillet. You know us. Cooking is a cast iron skillet, a fatty source of protein, and some reserved bacon fat. So that's exactly what we have here. He's placing the pieces of pork belly, and I don't know how thick he cut them. Thicker than even thick sliced bacon, but not particularly thick. And you know who that is? That's Jack. He's so hopeful that we will start throwing pork onto the ground so that he can have it. He's very patient. So this is over a medium heat. You can see the bacon fat in the skillet is kind of bubbling away, and he's kind of squeezing these into position so he can get them all in there. Now, keep in mind that cooking is not as complicated as sometimes we try to make it. It really is, when you're following the ketogenic protocol, fatty sources of protein. That just means eat the fat that comes with the meat or the poultry or the fish. And not a lot of added fat. Now, this is a particularly fatty meal here, but you know, that's a lot of it's going to be kind of cooked away, and we will reserve it for use another time. And yeah, okay, Jack, yes, we realize that you want some. Just salt and pepper. I don't think he even put pepper on this, to tell you the truth. So this kosher salt he sprinkles on, again, over a medium to low heat. And, oh, there's the background, is a portion of our eggs from our backyard hens. We really enjoy them, and some avocados in the background, my butterbell. He's going to take a bit of lime juice. You know, lime juice is acidic, and kind of any acid, whether it's mustard or apple cider vinegar or straight up vinegar, red wine vinegar, which I don't know how good that really is, but can help brighten up and tenderize, particularly meat dishes. By the way, the doors and windows are open here, so if you hear birds tweeting in the background, I hope it's not a distraction, but it is a lovely sound. Okay, here's something. We like jarred jalapenos. Hopefully this year our garden will produce enough of our own jalapenos that we will jar them ourselves, but we enjoy jarred jalapenos. And so we finished one jar, and my husband decided, I think I'm just going to use some of that juice. Again, it's acidic, it's flavorful, and it's not going to go to waste. So he's just pouring that over, and I have the sound on the cooking turned down, but it really sizzled up. Maybe I'll try to pull some of that sizzling sound back in. And continuing on with the cooking, he'll just, flip this. Whenever I make a cooking video, whether I'm doing the cooking or my lovely mate is, the cooking of the video always takes longer than the actual cooking. He's being rather precise and taking a little bit of time and trying to, I'm trying to make sure I get the shots in. This is a pretty quick meal. Probably less time than this video actually takes to watch. So cook it to your doneness level. He just browned it up. And and they're packed in there pretty tightly. Okay, here we go. They're still cooking. Now, very highfalutin. This is American cheese. It is not even fancy American cheese. It is just actual American cheese, which my husband, you might have seen another video where he cuts these American cheese slices into 9 pieces and then microwaves them and makes really great and economical cheese crackers. I'll see if I can remember to put a link there in that. So here we go. What's he going to do with the American cheese, you might ask? Well, first he's going to get the new jar of sliced jalapenos, and he's going to place them on each of the little pieces of meat. Maybe one piece will get 2 slices of jalapeno. Again, this is taking longer to record than it does to do. So there you are. So far we have pork, some salt, lime juice, jalapeno juice, and now sliced jalapenos. And if you didn't have jarred jalapenos, you could use the actual jalapenos, fresh ones, or bits of pepper, or maybe you don't like pepper, so leave this off. You know, be adventurous. We can get so concerned that we need to follow instructions or a recipe that we restrict ourselves from things that we might actually enjoy. So be a little bit brave. What's the worst that happens? You cook it up and it's not your favorite and you do it differently next time. And if you're like around our household, if it's really, we don't want it, Jack is always available to take up the slack. So, pork, jalapeno, and you can probably guess what the next step is going to be. It is putting little squares of American cheese. So you can see how small the pork pieces are in relation not only to the jalapeno, but remember that those squares of American cheese, 9 per slice of cheese, so they're not big. And he puts those on, simmer, simmer, simmer. You know, it's like putting together a little puzzle. See, this is where I wouldn't do it, because I'm just, I'm too impatient and too lazy. But he does not mind going through these steps. And I'm very grateful for that. He's a much better cook than I. He's just not, he's always worked outside the home for ghastly long hours. Okay, here you go. So it's still sizzling and some of the cheeses are beginning to melt just a bit. You can look at that one. It looks like it has a little cap on. It has a little beret. And so pork, jalapeno, American cheese. This is down home keto cooking. This is not fancy pants. We're kind of not fancy. We are the opposite of fancy in our household, as you can see. And you can't go wrong with a cast iron skillet. I think we have 5 of varying sizes, maybe more, plus a flat griddle. I think they're all Lodge brand, and a couple of these belonged to my mother. So they've been in my family as long as I can remember. And there we go. He continues to spoon them up as they get to be melty enough. Here we go. It's a good close-up. A couple of that one got 2 jalapenos. And they do look like a little beret sitting on top of their heads, doesn't it? And we continue on spooning and spooning. If this is getting too boring, I'm sorry. Some people say that watching cooking videos and hearing the descriptions are very relaxing. I've actually had someone tell me that I have an ASMR voice for them, which is funny. My kids would probably say my voice is anything other than relaxing. Final touch. I think he did this one on the fly. That's just sour cream, full fat sour cream, not a ton of it. Remember that in the protocol, things are allowed, but not everything's unlimited. And so just because it's on page 4 doesn't mean it's obligatory, and does not mean that it's unlimited. There we go. Little pork bites with sour cream, American cheese, jalapeno, and pork. There we are. Now, I think 3 of these, and it's very filling. But it's kind of a cute little thing if you wanted little tapas things, if you were entertaining. And we just stuck toothpicks in them so that we weren't eating just with our fingers. Use your imagination. Throw together whatever you happen to have in your fridge or your pantry and see what happens. I bet you can come up with some delicious recipes for yourself. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.